bombshell announcement from the SEC chair, Gary Gensler, coming out and in his opinion, everything that is not Bitcoin is a security, which is pretty damn whacked. And if he were to get his way, would be a massive step backward for the crypto industry in the USA. Now, his opinion, it just misses so many key points. Bitcoin, yeah, it was started, fair mining, and all that kind of stuff, but Litecoin was too. So was Monero. So were a few dozen other coins. Maybe he's thinking, okay, only proof of work coins in some situations cannot be securities. What about stable coins? The SEC right now is literally trying to argue that the BUSD stablecoin is a security. Stablecoins aren't securities. That's ridiculous. The SEC is going after crypto hard right now, and they are pushing big time to try and crush the altcoins in the USA. Of course, you saw them go after crypto staking recently on Kraken, basically arguing that if you're staking coins to secure a network and do the work of running nodes and get rewards for that, well, that's basically a security as well. They are going nuts. And it's not particularly awesome to see because it's creating a lot of fear and uncertainty for US crypto investors. I like this opinion here from Jake Chervinsky. Said Gary Gensler may have prejudged that every digital asset aside from Bitcoin is security, but his opinion is not the law. The SEC lacks authority to regulate any crypto assets and unless it proves its case in court. So that means they need to do that for every single asset every single time they want to declare them to be a security, right? So we're seeing a lot of very high profile legal cases going on right now. Library credits is a big one that's been going on. XRP, another big one that's been going on. But basically the SEC is coming out and saying, yeah, we'd like to go after every altcoin, all staking, all stable coins, all this stuff. It's total craziness. US legislators actually need to get involved in the process here, make some clear, common sense regulations that regulators over at the SEC and other places can follow. Because right now the SEC is going on a litigate to regulate policy where they just sue everybody, let judges decide, basically seeing what sticks and what doesn't. It's terrible, terrible approach to trying to regulate the cryptocurrency industry. Again, it needs really strong actual legislation to come from government, which has been something the industry has been asking for years, and we still do not have it, which is a great disservice to the people of the United States and, of course, everybody in the cryptocurrency industry. It's ridiculous. Although we did get this announcement from the Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen. She came out and said the United States has no intention to ban Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So that is a very positive thing and a nice reinforcement. They're not going to ban it. They're just going to regulate the heck out of it and leave a lot of uncertainty in the industry. They need common sense legislation to be put in place, and it's just not happening, not yet anyway. And yeah, there are people in government who do want to see common sense legislation get put into place, but then you have, the White House, which has been relatively hostile towards cryptocurrency. We've seen them going after banks and quietly pressuring banks to stop servicing different cryptocurrency companies. Of course, we're seeing the SEC ramping up pressure on a wide variety of cryptocurrency products, from NFTs to stablecoins to staking to all kinds of altcoins. They're really going hard at it. So this is big news. Of course, Gary Gensler's opinion, again, it's not law, but that is how he thinks. The person running the SEC right now looks at anything that's not Bitcoin and goes, we could come after you at any time, which again creates a situation for the crypto industry in the United States where they're simply not going to be innovating as much because they're going to be afraid to innovate. I don't know if you know this about Uniswap, but Uniswap, back when they did their airdrop a few years ago, everybody is super excited about the Uniswap token because, hey, you're going to get 5% of the trading fees on the platform for staking your coins. Amazing. Would have been huge. So much money would have been made by stakers between that time and now, but they never did it because they were afraid of the SEC. And so now it's just a useless governance token. Sad stuff. Also, this came out from the Cato Institute. Pushing Bitcoin and crypto away from the USA will be a strategic mistake for the US across multiple domains. Absolutely agree on that sentiment. We are going to see other countries innovate in this regard. We are seeing Dubai and Singapore and Hong Kong and different countries in Europe and Central and Latin America. You know, people are innovating. People want that business. Countries want that business. If the US screws this one up, it's as bad as screwing up the internet. And back when the internet came out, there were people who wanted to ban the internet, right? There were people in government who said, we need to ban this internet thing. It's going to be bad for everybody. And yeah, it was one of the biggest financial crazy things to happen in our lifetimes. Crypto is going to be the same thing. This is the settlement layer of the internet. This is the ownership layer of the internet. Own your NFTs, own your money, send payments without all these broken intermediaries. It's a big opportunity, and the US could be screwing it up big time. In other news, before we get into the charts, I just wanted to point out again, our old buddy Solana did that thing once again where they had to kind of restart the blockchain. Of course, that's actual footage there of validators trying to get that blockchain running again. Man, oh man, Solana, it's got cheap fees, you know? And there's a lot of stuff that is happening on Solana, and I've perhaps been overly critical of Solana in the past few months, but man, oh man, they got to get this thing sorted out where the blockchain keeps going offline. They have to, you know, push the restart button. Not a great look, guys. Now, before we get into the charts, if you don't have an account yet over on BYBIT, you need to get yourself one. It is the best place for trading futures. It's got a crazy good spot market for cryptocurrency altcoins. If you use that link down below, you're gonna get some exclusive fee discounts and up to $30,000 in deposit bonuses. So check that out if you are a trader. Now, real quick on the charts here, a few things I wanted to point out for you. We keep putting in those higher lows. The trend is continuing upwards in spite of recent lackluster price action. We are seeing the lows continuing to move higher up. The price of Bitcoin is still trading above the 50-day simple moving average, right? And that is this light blue line here on the chart. Ideally, we do want to continue to see that to be the case, which would, moving forward, mean we'd probably want to stay above the $23,000 range, ideally here for Bitcoin over the next few weeks, building up higher. Obviously, what we really don't want to see is the price to fall back under the 200-day simple moving average. That's the darker blue line on the chart here. That is around $20,000. I've got some bids in right around 20K, just in case we get such a strong pullback based on some fear-based news out of the US or whatever it might be. I'll be adding in that area if it were to happen. However, at this time, we are maintaining the general uptrend here, right? We're trading above the 50-day, putting in higher lows. That is contrasted with what we see on the weekly here, where we had two pretty strong rejections over the past few weeks above the 25K and even really the 24K mark, where we saw these big wicks forming up here, right? Where we had a lot of price rejection there. Not the greatest looking weekly candles with that kind of rejection. Rejected both of these, by the way, at the 200-week simple moving average. Again, dark blue line on the chart here. Failing to close the candle bodies as well above the 50-week simple moving average, light blue line on the chart here. Current weekly candle not moving particularly strong in that direction at the moment. We really want to see those bodies of the candles closing above these moving averages here. That is going to start getting us in the right direction on the weekly charts here. Daily though, still looking pretty nice. Okay, that's it. Subscribe now. See you next time.